The call to prayer originates from Aceh's most famous landmark, the Grand Mosque. In the provincial capital, Banda Aceh, there is evidence everywhere of a remarkable recovery from the earthquake and tsunami which devastated this region of Indonesia in December 2004. New housing, new roads, new infrastructure of all sorts. The result of a massive reconstruction effort undertaken by the Indonesian government with international support. In the rural areas along the west coast where the tsunami wiped out entire communities, the lush landscape has thrived. New villages have been built and farmers are back on the land, planting their crops again in rehabilitated fields. The coastal sub-district of Lampung endured the full fury of the tsunami. 15-meter waves swept away all in their path, burying the land in debris and taking a huge toll in lives. Out of a population of 15,000 people in Lampung, only about 1,000 survived. Four years after the disaster, the community is well on the way to recovery. Lampung now has a population of 3,500 living in new villages. Many relatives who had left Aceh returned to help rebuild. Community leader Pa Adnan lost his wife and children in the tsunami. Now, like many other survivors, he has remarried and started a new family.
Kebetulan halawinyo selama dalam tunyo na lahi anemi di desa alam sini sekitar hectares. Yan ke harapan kamu.
After the disaster, the first priorities were shelter and basic services. Then efforts turned to getting farmers back on the land to provide food and earn a living. But recovering the land has not been easy. Clearing debris and restoring the fields has been an arduous, traumatic process.
Mapaglih pun nak mabah sisa-sisa na bangunan rumah, bak-bak kaya dum. Jadi mapaglihan, lama paglihan olehan kaglih na bentuk lagi nyo, olehan mapaget ateng-ateng ji batah-batah ji untuk bermupo teponyo tanah lun tanah ji. Jadi dalam mapaglihnya na tulung-tulung manusia yang go habis terpeglih lelam orangnya nacit yang ka tertanam jadi nyo na bacuk tengok nyo tulung manusia yang mentemai di tino.
The 2004 earthquake and tsunami transformed Aceh forever, but not only in destructive ways. Reconstruction created opportunities to do things differently. The government recognized that reviving agriculture, which absorbs over half of Aceh's workforce, is crucial to improving lives in one of the poor regions of Indonesia. Encouraged by the international donor community, the government adopted innovative approaches, farmers and villagers a greater role in rebuilding their communities. Farmers are leading the rehabilitation of irrigation systems covering over 50,000 hectares across Aceh under the Earthquake and Tsunami Emergency Support Project. Financed by a $20 million grant from the Asian Development Bank, it is the first large-scale community-centered irrigation project in Aceh.
BRR, the government agency that is leading the program, the recovery program, has adopted a participatory approach, not only for irrigation but for also agriculture and fisheries. And that really has assisted in making sure that benefits flow directly to the local communities, but also has helped in building capacity and ownership at the local level.
In Lampung, farmers are rebuilding irrigation canals which were completely destroyed by the tsunami. With support and training from staff, the farmers organized a water users association which manages construction contracts under the project. The farmers participated in the design and planning of the canals and received wages for work on construction. Any profit from the contract is retained by the community for operation or expansion irrigation network. The Water Users Association has become the backbone of the struggle to recover the land, helping farmers to settle problems such as land boundaries, which were obliterated by the tsunami. With the land cleared, demarcated and watered from new irrigation canals, Lepong farmers will be able to grow their first crop of rice in 4 years since the disaster.
Jadi nyo ukernyo kamu kan budget tani dema. Jadi harapan kamu di tino bena mata pencarian dan olehan pun dahat padinya makanan pokok bagi kamu di tino. Yan yang mengharap.
Further down the west coast at Lambaro, where destruction by the tsunami was also severe, lush fields of rice cover all traces of the tragedy. Lambaro farmers are not only rebuilding ruined canals, they are expanding the irrigation network to cover more land and before tsunami. The canals will enable the farmers to double rice production in newly irrigated paddy fields.
Ini oleh masyarakat sangat berterima kasih karena memang mereka itu membuat untuk desa sendiri yang kemudian menguntungkan masyarakat dia sendiri. Jadi sehingga dengan adanya pembuatan saluran yang pelaksanaan oleh P3A, jadi ini menyangkut dengan areal persawahan kami di sini, yang dulunya kami bersawah hanya 1 tahun sekali, tapi dengan adanya pelaksanaan pembuatan saluran ini, kami dari pihak petani telah dapat melaksanakan penanaman 2 tahun sekali.
The role of the Water Users Association at Lambaro does not end with completion of canal construction work. Under the community-centered approach, the farmers are keen to maintain their irrigation network because it belongs to them.
Ini Pak, kami telah membuat rencana untuk kelanjutan ke depannya, untuk berusaha supaya jangan terjadi rusak saluran ini sebelum masanya. Jadi kami berharap mengadakan giliran per dusun nanti untuk setiap desanya, untuk mengadakan kerja sosial pada hari-hari tertentu seperti hari Jumat.
The farmers have a problem with one stretch of canal which is crumbling, although it was built only last year. This sect's constructed by a contractor, not the community. The farmers discover that steel wire mesh, crucial to reinforce the canal, is missing.
Yang ada merasa kecewa sedikit oleh masyarakat bahwasanya yang dikerjakan oleh kontraktor-kontraktor yang tanpa ada musyawarah dengan aparat desa, jadi sehingga mengalami mutu yang kurang baik sedikit di lapangan. Jauh perbedaannya dengan yang dilaksanakan oleh pihak-pihak daripada P3A yang kami sebutkan tadi di atas.
Out of 621 contracts under this project, more than 80% were given to community water users associations. The rest went to contractors, the traditional way irrigation construction has been done in the past. Based on the experience of this project, the government has recognized the better quality construction and maintenance of canals built by the farmers.
Kualitas paket SP3 lebih baik dari LCB karena petani merasa memiliki dan merasa tanggung jawab yang besar karena nanti berkaitan dengan pemeliharaan jaringan irigasi tersebut. Saya pikir saya selaku Satker dari pemantauan saya di lapangan sangat tepat bila diterapkan di seluruh wilayah Indonesia, terutama pada jaringan tersier.
This groundbreaking irrigation project has strengthened over 450 water users associations and built back better 120 kilometers of canals through community contracts. It is expected to raise rice production in Aceh by an estimated 50,000 metric tons a year.
We've demonstrated very clearly that working within the government systems can deliver this type of participatory irrigation infrastructure, which is important so that the government can confidently adopt the approach in the future. The main benefits that we've seen are very clear on the ground. The quality of the work is much superior than traditional irrigation construction. It's cheaper, it's more cost effective, but importantly, one leaves with the community infrastructure which is theirs. They have ownership of it because they've participated in the location, in the design, in the planning of it. They're building something that they will use and look after, and therefore it's sustainable and very effective.